Hello, good morning or good afternoon. I wanted to take a minute and show you how to graph the solution set from when you've solved inequalities. And we show the solution set on a number line because when you solve an inequality, you're not getting just one answer. It's not x equals 5, it's x is greater than 5. So it could be like 6 or 7, or it's like x is greater than or equal to 5. And that's where x is 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 5.2. And I'm going to show you examples of each. I'd really like you to get a piece of paper so you could jot down some important notes to help you along the way. Okay, so when you graph inequalities, the solution to inequalities, there's two questions we have to answer. The first one is, what kind of dot do we use? And if our symbol is less than or greater than without the line underneath, we use what we call an open circle. It's just a circle. And if it has the line under, if it's less than or equal to and greater than or equal to, these two symbols, then we use a colored in dot. That colored in dot is telling us we are taking that number and including it in our answer. The other thing we need to know is which way does the arrow go? And I like to think about these symbols being the same shape as L for left, right? You know how you put up the L with your left hand? Well, that's the same as this symbol and this symbol. L is less than, lower, left. So if we see these symbols, our arrow should be going to the left on our number line. And these symbols, greater than and greater than or equal to, tell us our mystery number is bigger and we should be going to the right. I'm going to show you some examples. Okay, here I have a one-step inequality that I solved. They said the mystery number was multiplied by 3, and that's going to get me an answer less than or equal to 9. I divided by 3 on both sides. I have my answer that my mystery number is lower than or equal to 3. So to show that on my number line, I'm going to give myself, I like to just do 3 numbers. The number that I get, 3, and the number lower and the number higher. So I kind of know what I'm dealing with on my number line. Now I have to answer my 2 questions. What type of circle? When there's that line underneath, I have to color my dot. And then I have to think, the second question is, which way should my arrow go? Well, as long as your variable's on the left, there's a cheat. See how that's an arrow pointing to that side? I can make my arrow also point in that direction. I'll make it a little bit our arrow. This makes sense because my mystery number is less than or equal to 3, and these are the numbers lower than 3. That colored in dot is like, yes, number 3, I'm taking you as the answer. Here's another example. This is a 2-step inequality. I added 7 to both sides. I divided by 4, and I got my answer that my mystery number is larger than 5. So in my number line, I'm going to give us a 5, a 6, and a 4. Sorry, there it is, just to show what we're working with. Now I need to think about what kind of dot. If there's no line under, I leave it as an open circle. And because it says X is here on the left, I can use my cheat. That arrow is pointing that way. I'm going to make an arrow that also points that way. But I know it's true because if my number has to be bigger than 5, look, my line is up above the numbers bigger than 5, like 6. To recap, when you're graphing the solution set of inequalities on a number line, you have to remember, what kind of dot is it? An open circle if the symbol doesn't have the line underneath, and a colored in circle if the symbol does have the line. And which way does the arrow go? Well, when your symbol is pointing to the left, your arrow points to the left. And if your symbol's pointing to the right, your arrow's pointing to the right, as long as you have the variable written first in the inequality.